guys, today I'm going to be doing the junk food book tag. I was tagged to do this by Roya from the channel Royaevereads. Definitely go and check her out. I'll leave a link to her channel in the description box below. This challenge looks like a lot of fun. Basically, I have a list of questions that are all related to some form of junk food, and I just need to find a book that best fits that question. So question number 1. Chocolates are ooey gooey. Choose a book with a great romance. So for this question, I have chosen A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This book has a really incredible romance in it between the two main characters. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of romances that overshadow the plot of the book, but this one does it in such a way that you don't actually realize that it's doing it and you just fall in love with the characters and their romance. Question number 2. Ice cream is frozen but will melt. Choose a book with a bad beginning but a good ending. For this question, I have chosen Passenger by Alexander Bracken. To me, this book just had a really slow start and I found myself really hating it to begin with, but by the end I was completely enthralled by the plot and now I cannot wait to find out what happens in the sequel. Question number 3. Candy can be sweet and sour. Choose a book with a good beginning but a bad ending. I need to go and get this one from my sister's room. For this question, I've chosen Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. Honestly, I can't even believe that I'm including this book in this video. I normally dissociate myself from these books at all costs, even though I have read them, but I try to pretend that I haven't. This book, much like the series itself, had a really great beginning and a really awesome premise, but then it was such a letdown in the final moments of the book. I mean, they literally spent, like, look how thick this book is. They spent almost all of that building up to this massive vampire battle only to have them stand around talking at the very end. So I was very, very, very disappointed by the end of this book, and I felt like I'd wasted a lot of time reading it, considering how long the series is and how much time and effort I put into it, only to be completely let down at the end. Question number 4. Pizza comes in many varieties. Choose a book with a wide range of characters. So for this question, I've chosen A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. This book has so many characters in it that it's actually hard to tell who the main character is and also who the good and the bad guys are. I mean, I was literally having this discussion in my drama sheet the other day. We were talking about good versus evil, and I was sort of like, how can you choose who the good guys are and who the bad guys are? Because if you're a fan of the Lannisters, then you think the Starks are the bad guys, but if you're a fan of the Starks, then you think the Lannisters are a bad guy. And that's one of the reasons why the books are so awesome and the show is amazing as well, because you just don't know who is who. Question 5. Chips make a loud crunch. Choose a book that had a big impact in a series. So for this question, I'm going with Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. I literally love how this book doesn't have a blurb though. Like, it's just Katniss Everdeen survived the Hunger Games, now the Capitol wants revenge. It's like, yes, but what happens in the book? And then of course you read the book and you go, yeah, you really couldn't say a blurb without giving away the plot. To me, this book was a huge game changer in the series because everything that happened after this book, so everything that happened in Mockingjay, was completely different to what was going on in the first 2 books. And I feel like unless this book happened, nothing in the 3rd book would have made any sense at all. Question number 6. Cake is a guilty pleasure. Choose a book that is your guilty pleasure. So for this question, I'm more choosing an author than a book, but the book I've chosen is The Folk of the Faraway Tree by Enid Blyton. When I was younger, these are the books that would get me through the day at school, and they're really easy books to read. They've got about 200 or so pages in them, but honestly, they are just the easiest books to read. And whenever I'm feeling upset or whenever I just need to read something quickly to get over a book hangover, for example, this is the sort of book I'm probably going to pick. Question number 7. Soda is fizzy and bubbly. Choose a book that made you feel cheerful. So for this question, I'm going with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Usually when I'm feeling upset, this is sort of the go-to book that I go for because it's not a very long read, it's very easy, and it's what started off the magical phenomenon that is Harry Potter, which is one of the reasons that I love to read so much. In particular, I choose the first book in the series because not only did it start off the entire series, it also has the most fun and the most happy moments because it's Harry sort of learning to find his friends and find his feet until it gets, you know, sort of a lot darker towards the end of the series. Question number 8. Cocktails can make you tipsy. Choose a book that gave you a book hangover. So for this question, I'm going with Roya by Lynette Noni. This book had a massive cliffhanger ending and I couldn't read anything for a couple of days because I was constantly thinking about what had happened at the end of this book. I just couldn't think of anything apart from what had happened to this one character and whether or not that character was going to be saved. I didn't know what was going to happen, and I found it really difficult to fall in love or to even enter any other reading world. Cookies are great for rewards. What's the next book you're going to buy as a reward to yourself? So again, I'm going to go for more of a series with this answer, and I'm going to pick the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I've heard really, really good things about these books and I really want to give them a go, so the next time I need to reward myself, I'm probably going to buy this series. And question number 10, what is your favorite candy? All of my friends should know that my favorite type of candy is chocolate, and my favorite chocolate is Kit Kat. Kats, yeah, I love Kit Kats. I don't know why. They're really nice chocolate, so I really love Kit Kats. Thank you so much, Roya, for tagging me in this. I had so much fun trying to figure out which book would fit best with which question. I've never really gotten to do one of these before, so it was definitely a lot of fun, although I really struggled with my guilty pleasure book, because I mean, reading basically is a guilty pleasure, so I really had trouble sort of narrowing it down to just one book. So I'm going to tag Gabby from Bookishly Gabby, Casey from Books K, and Maddie from Maddie the Reader to do this tag as well. And I'm also going to tag each and every one of you. If you would like to do the tag, make sure you do, and let me know in the comments below that you've done it. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below what your answers to the questions would be. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.